Mr. Ruffin, if you would please give us your full name and DOC number.
Dequenton K, Ruffin, 625-872.
Thank you. Mr. Ruffin, let me explain our procedure to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record. Then we're going to have a parole interview with you. We may ask Warden Matthews, how you doing? Ask him a few questions and things like that. And then we'll have an opportunity to talk with you about what you've been doing. After we do that, you'll have an opportunity to say whatever you'd like to say to the board, and then we'll vote. You understand our process?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the matter of Dequenton Ruffin, DOC number 625-872, date of birth September the 19th of 1988. He's a second-class felony offender. He has a parole eligibility date of October 4th of 2023, an adjusted good time date of April the 4th of 2025, full-term date of October 4th of 2041. He is currently serving a 24-year sentence on the charges of racketeering, dogfighting, and possession with intent to distribute a controlled dangerous substance, having been sentenced on all three of those charges on September the 7th of 2018. Mr. Ruffin, is that information basically correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ruffin, your case has been assigned to Ms. Pearl Wise. She will begin our interview process with you. Would you please answer any questions she might have?
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
How's it going?
I'm going pretty good, ma'am.
Good, good. Is this your first parole hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good, good. All right. All we're going to do is talk about you today. Call out for the record how long you've served on this 24-year sentence.
6 years and 1 month.
6 years and 1 month. And how old are you today?
35.
35 years of age. And you got 465 days of program. So you've been good. You've been busy these 6 years. Call out for me the top 3 programs that had an impact on you in a positive way.
The STAR program.
The STAR program?
STAR program, Living in Balance, and Cajun Rage.
Okay. Tell me what you got out of the STAR program.
It told me I was taught it. It taught me like my addiction. I never really took selling drugs or addiction. So throughout the program, it taught me by me selling drugs actually is addiction. And it showed me like a lot of things I was doing that I wouldn't take accountability of throughout my past about making decisions that I was actually wrong. So I went through that for a year. Let me stop you there because I'm just curious now. What about the impact of you selling drugs on other people? Was that touched in that class as well? Yes, ma'am. I actually lost an uncle by being incarcerated that was on drugs. So that woke me up to a lot too. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss. Okay. And living in balance, what you get out of living in balance? Well, with the living in balance, it taught me the same thing. Basically, the class is kind of the same. It taught me the same thing. It kind of reinforced it for you. Reinforcement of the decisions I make and the choices and what I was doing, how I could balance my life based on not selling drugs and going forward making better decisions. Okay. So did you ever use drugs? Yes, ma'am. What age did you start? I started at 17. Okay. What was your drug of choice? Marijuana and alcohol. Let me tell you, I'm concerned now. You got released on parole in 2015, May 11 of 2015. You got arrested 10/5 of 2017 for this offense. So you was on parole when you committed this offense. That's concerning for me. Very concerning. And it looks like you had been engaged in that activity for quite a while. Yes, ma'am. Would you say? Yes, ma'am. You had some warnings. The police, you kind of know the police was on to y'all, and you still didn't stop. Yes, ma'am. You're correctly right about that. That's what I picked up in written things. So you had just got pretty emboldened with doing it. Yes, ma'am. I was around the wrong company at the time. You was what now? Around the wrong company at that time. You was, I'm sorry, I can hear what you said. You was around the what? I was hanging around the wrong company at that time. That was the wrong company? Yes, ma'am. When I came home, my first incarceration, instead of me changing my environment, I went around the same company. And okay. And now when you came home in 2015, how long did you serve? I served 18 months. Oh, okay. 18 months. Okay.
I do want to inform you that you do have law enforcement opposition to your early release. There's nothing you can do about that, but that's on the record. Now, I'm showing you have 11 years of education. Have you gotten your high set?
No, ma'am. I was in the process of getting it when I was working at headquarters for the Deputy Secretary of Mines.
Uh-huh.
Proceed of doing that. When I got to the point where I was ready to go test, I was shipped to work release.
Oh, shucks. Okay. All righty. So, stay on that as much as you can. Stay working toward that. That's good. That would be good to have. The records show you have 3 children. What are the ages of your children?
My oldest son is 15. My second is 14, son, and my daughter's 11.
Okay. So your son that's 15, he almost up to 17 when you start using drugs. What are you gonna do about that? What are you doing?
I talked to him a lot about me, but not being enough for football games, basketball games. So he understands there's consequences for that life. So he had a straight path, sports, football, basketball, stuff like that. So kind of what I went through, they use it against not making the decisions, both of my boys.
Okay. How many mothers with those 3 kids?
2.
Let's talk about your your loss of 30 days of good time on July 19 to 22 when you was removed from work program. What happened?
I sat out there and drunk a Mike and Ike, I think it was, about a Mike and Ike. Depression, just drunk it. A lot going on at the time, family problems, and I made the wrong decision.
And you got kicked out, right? You got removed from the program.
They kicked me out for failing the drug screen.
Okay, and then, but you were fortunate to get back in work release on October 26th of 22. That's good. That's really good. So what do you do now every day?
I sandblast and paint for water spectrum technology.
I'm sorry, you do what now?
Sandblast and paint for spectrum water technology.
Okay, all right, good. So if you're successful today, where would you live and how would you support yourself?
Well, my plans are going to stay with my sister until I get my own place.
Okay.
So to support, I have a job at Spectrum when I release. They offered me a position to come back and work for them.
Where you are now?
Yes, ma'am.
That's good news. I'm glad to hear that. And are you sending money home to your kids?
No, ma'am.
You're not allowed to? What's that about?
I actually just got back contact with them a few months ago. So I just didn't make it to that point yet.
Because Christmas is coming up, the mothers could use a little help.
That's the plan. To save them some money for the holidays.
Okay, good. All right. Well, let me hear from and also you completed Steve Hall in 2014, right? Did you? It was kind of confusing on the record. Did you complete it or what?
Completed and got immediate release.
Huh?
I completed and was granted immediate release.
But like you went to Steve Hall 10/27 of 14, then you got transferred to the 90-day program 10/30. So that's why I couldn't figure out how long you actually stayed there.
I stayed there 6 months. I was
released. Good. Okay, I just was looking at it wrong. I'm glad to hear that. Mm-hmm. And then so you've had Steve Hall and you've also had the STAR programs.
Yes,
you got the best that DOC has to offer. They really invested in you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then when you get stressed and depressed,
I learned that's not the right way to drink when I get it.
That's unfortunate. Thank you for answering my questions. Warden, what can you tell us about this young man?
Ms. Weiss, he's been here for a little over a year. Haven't had a lick of trouble out of him since he's been here. And I can say that the day that he got here, he had a positive attitude. Didn't have to, any kind of problems as far as him being depressed. Didn't want anybody to tell him anything. I put him on one of the better paying jobs that I have. And I think he deserved that, just by hearing about what all his accomplishment that he had at DCI. So I gave him one of my better paying jobs and he hadn't disappointed me not one bit. And just like he's saying, that company that wants to hire him once he get out. And I mean, it's not only a better paying job, but it's one of our most positive atmospheres as far as the people that works around there. So I think that's going to help him out a lot also.
Right. All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate hearing your comments.
Mr. Roche has a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Ruffin, good morning.
Morning.
I just heard the warden say that he graced you with one of his better paying jobs.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
You need to grace your children with some support.
Yes, sir. I will.
I didn't plan on saying that until the warden said that he rewarded you with one of the better paying jobs. What I really want to talk to you about is your co-defendants.
Yes, sir.
Tell me who Terrence Ruffin is.
That's my first cousin. That's my mom's. That's my auntie's son.
Okay, and he was convicted and got 5 years for possession with the intent to distribute, right?
Sir, that's correct.
Who is Amarius Ruffin?
That's his little brother, my first cousin, Terrence's little brother.
And he got 10 years, 7 years, and 6 years of that 7 years was suspended. And he's probably out right now. Am I right?
Yes, sir, you're correct.
Who's Chantel Ruffin?
That is my sister.
And she got a 5-year sentence. And 5 years, and then ran concurrently, so she's probably out.
Yes, sir, correct.
Kendrick Ruffin.
It's my little,
Go ahead.
it's my little brother. He's out too.
He had a 17-year sentence. Am I correct?
Sir, you're correct.
And who's Anthony Ruffin?
That's my cousin too. It's another one of my cousins.
And he got 5 years and he's out.
Yes, sir.
And who is the Colby Henderson?
That's another one of my cousins.
And he got an 18-year sentence also, right?
Yes, sir.
Is he still incarcerated?
Yes, sir. Everybody's home.
So tell me why, with all the co-defendants, the judge gave you the most harsh sentence.
Well, throughout my case, a few of my cousins told the judge that I was the ringleader. And I think that's why I got the most time, sir.
Now, there's a time for honesty, and I will not penalize you for answering me honestly.
Yes, sir.
Were you the ringleader?
Yes, sir.
You were basically the mastermind behind everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty.
Thank you, sir.
But everybody concerned in this crime is now home on supervision.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Ruffin, is there anything you'd like to say to the board before the board votes?
Yeah. Thank y'all for your time. I'm just hoping the board can understand I'm really trying to get home to my turn and lead them in the right path where they won't have to make the decisions I made.
Thank you very much. Panel ready to vote?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Wise?
I find it interesting, Mr. Ruffin, when I asked you why you're in trouble, you said bad company, but you are the bad company. You didn't say that part. You leading, you're the bad company. You said, I'm in jail because of bad company. And it's kinfolks, it's relatives, it's people you're gonna be around. There's an issue of honesty there for me. But for me today, my vote is to deny because of your poor supervision history. I need a longer time right up free. A year is not enough. Now, I really think it's insufficient time served on your sentence, and you have law enforcement opposition. But I encourage you to stay the path. You're doing well, save up money, and reapply whenever you're eligible for a rehearing.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. Mr. Roche?
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Ruffin, this is a hard one for me. Because Ms. Wise is right, we need more time. Right up free, but you've been right up free for over a year. And you're back in work release. And every individual that's involved in this crime is out of prison and serving time of supervision. Based upon the positive remarks from the warden of East Baton Rouge Transitional Work Program, a good transition program with employment with your present employee, I vote to grant your release.
Any conditions?
Conditions, curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. I want you to do community service with at-risk youth. Youth are running rampant with crime. I want you to talk to groups, get with your parole officer, get with your pastor, talk to groups, and try to lead those young people in the right direction.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. O'Shea. Mr. Ruffin, this is a tough case. You know, you have you've done some good programs while you've been there. You were you know, I think sometimes when you get in these interviews, I don't know how you guys prepare for it, but a lot of times I think that one of the standard responses that we get for what happened is, you know, running with the wrong people. So I don't necessarily count that as necessarily being dishonest. I think you were very honest with Mr. O'Shea when he asked you. They all said you're the ring. Why did you get more time? Because they all said I was the ringleader. Were you the ringleader? And you said yes. The deciding factor for me, though, is the warden's comments. The fact that you've done well in what you've been able to accomplish while you've been there. So my vote, although I understand both of my colleagues' reasons, my vote today would be to grant, primarily based upon the warden's comments, with 3 AA meetings per week and a curfew from 9 to 6.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Ruffin, you have 2 votes to grant, 1 vote to deny. Unfortunately, you require a full 3 out of 3 votes. So your request for parole today has been denied. But I would encourage you to continue doing the things that you're doing, the positive things that you're doing. And when you have an opportunity to reapply, if you stay discipline free, it's likely you'll probably get all 3 votes. So a lot of encouragement today to continue to do what you're doing. So good luck to you.
All right. Thank you. Enjoy your day.